Yes guys, welcome back to more GBFC. Today I'm going to talk about a player that every single Premier League club should be looking to sign in this summer's transfer window. And yes, I'm talking about Man City, I'm talking about Chelsea, I'm talking about whoever comes up from the Championship. And that player is Rayan Cherki of Lyon. And I know what you're going to say, Benson, but he wasn't that good last night against Manchester United. He got a 95th minute equaliser, instinctive poacher's goal in the box to make it 2-2, all to play for at Old Trafford. But I'm not here to talk about how Rayan Cherki gets an equaliser against Manchester United and then earns himself a move to the Premier League. If you didn't know, this man is only 21 years old. And this summer, he is available for £25 million. If you think about 25 million quid in the grander context of football these days, Rasmus Højlund, what was he? 60 odd million pounds? Rayan Cherki, whoever signs him, are getting an absolute bargain. He might even stay at Lyon. He's only 21. He's been there his whole career. And as a 21-year-old, he's already played 178 matches for Olympique Lyonnais. But it is this season that Rayan Cherki has really taken his game to the next level. If we take a look here, it's been a brilliant season for him. 7.5 from September. And since September, that was the lowest rating that we have seen from him all season long. He can play with either foot. Yesterday, a lot of Man United fans are like, hang on a minute, this guy, he's left-footed, isn't he? Taking corners with his right foot. He can play with both feet. There is absolutely nothing that he can't do with the ball. When it comes to skills, when it comes to tricks, there are videos for days circulating around the internet about what this man can do. We're going to go into the deeper statistics in a moment, but I could actually imagine Rayan Cherki at Manchester City. I think Pep Guardiola, if he got his hands on him, I think we could be seeing an Eden Hazard-esque player. And I'm not saying for sure that he's definitely going to hit those kind of heights, because look, Eden Hazard will go down as one of the best wingers to ever play in the Premier League, and that is bias or no bias, it's the truth. But Rayan Cherki is a serious player, can even play as an attacking midfielder. But let's take a look about what makes him so special. So we move over to the FPRef trusted website. €76,923 a week. Pretty much any Premier League club can afford those kind of wages. And the reason I say in this video that it could be any Premier League club is because if you sign this guy, he is your talisman player. If you're a lower Premier League club, you sign this guy to be the main dude. And if not, you sign a really good quality footballer who's not actually on stupid wages. He might want a lot more now, but let's get back into looking at his statistics. 7 goals scored, 9 assists in Ligue 1 this season, 24 games. Shot creating actions, 111. Outperforming his XG and expected assists in the league. The same goes to be said as well in the Europa League. He's got more assists than any other player in the Europa League so far this season. Lyon are in the quarterfinals. They could beat Manchester United, and this man has 8 assists in the competition so far. Again, outperforming his XG and expected assists. But this is where the numbers start to get very interesting. Compared to other attacking midfielders and wingers, look at all of these statistics that he is in the top 1% of players in Europe's top 5 leagues. When it comes to assists per 90, he's in the top 1%. Expected assisted goals with the top 1%. Shot creating actions. This is a big one because right now in the Premier League, we spoke about it last weekend, and in this midweek time, right, we've been blessed to see the Champions League, the pinnacle of European football, the highest caliber, the highest quality of football, and we have been entertained. We've been absolutely blown away. When you are creating nearly 7 shot creating actions per 90 minutes, that's the top 1% of players in Europe, these are massive. Progressive passes too. How often are we talking about backwards, side to side, rigid, structured football, right? It's been a topic that has been on the tip of my tongue all week long, but this guy is only ever looking to get the ball forward. Passes attempted as well, he's always looking for a teammate. Successful take-ons in the top 5% for these numbers too. Touches in the attacking penalty area in the top 13%, and then we're moving down here. Progressive carries still relatively high. Non-penalty goals also very high. If we're looking for like defensive kind of work, this isn't really the player that we're looking to buy. Interceptions, clearances, tackles, but this is not what he's expected to do. There were countless times that you would hear Chelsea managers speaking about Eden Hazard, and sometimes the work rate wouldn't be there. Under certain managers, he'd go through little phases where he'd seem to care a bit more than other times. But on the training ground, you'd always hear the stories about Hazard didn't need to try, didn't need to tie up his boots. But when you're getting these kind of numbers as an attacking midfielder, and again, I stress he can play anywhere across the front line. You need a left winger, he can be your man. He's left-footed predominantly, apparently. Attacking mid, he can be your guy. Right wing, exactly the same again. These figures are incredible, and you can see here the players that he's being compared to. Florian Wirtz, Ousmane Dembélé, Lamine Yamal. I actually see an element of similarity between Lamine Yamal and Rayan Cherki. And I don't think anyone's going to be able to sign Yamal. I think he's a Barcelona player, probably for a long time, 200 million's worth, and he's one of the best young players in world football. Now, this guy is 21 years old. And when we're talking about a release clause, right, of £25 million, that in itself means he's worth a punt. Even if you're a Liverpool, for example, right? And Mohamed Salah's probably about to sign a 2-year contract extension. Imagine the potential that Arne Slot would have to be able to bring this guy off the bench. If Luis Diaz isn't quite cutting it, is out of form, you bring this guy on the left wing. He is a manager's dream that you can use him across any position in that front line. Now, I know some people might be thinking, well, maybe this is just a purple patch of form. If we take a look at the recent games here, this is a tweet from F Talent Scout on Twitter. Recently, look at these. Only against Le Havre and Strasbourg did Cherki not even register at minimum an assist. There's goals in here against Paris Saint-Germain. We're talking multiple assists per game and goals in certain games, scoring against Man United, scoring against Lille. But when you look at the amount of money that gets thrown around in the Premier League these days for players that you're buying potential so often. But with this guy, not only are you getting potential, but you're also getting a quality footballer. Look at these shooting statistics here as well. Goals per shot on target, which basically is how clinical are you in front of goal. You can see here this season, the 24-25 season, is by far the most clinical when it comes to how many shots Cherki is taking and how many times he finds the back of the net. If we look at the shot totals, he actually was totaling more last season per 90 minutes, but when it came to what was on target, it wasn't as much as this season. That 66.7 is an outlier from when he was 15 years old, but 39.4% this season of Rayan Cherki's shots are on target. So what I think you're getting here, if you buy this player, I think you're getting a player that is good at keeping possession, great at keeping the ball, but is also one of those players that we have spoken about the lack of in the Premier League this week, a maverick. Someone who is willing to take the game by himself with a moment of brilliance individually to make something happen. Now, it wouldn't be fair to say in the title of the video and within this video to do a brief comparison of Cherki and Yamal without actually showing you why Rayan Cherki could be a tenth of the price, but actually a very good, cheap alternative to signing a player that you're probably not going to be able to sign. Goals and assists this season, Yamal only has one more so far than Rayan Cherki. If we move down here, goal creating actions, pretty close here on these statistics as well, which at the end of the day, if you're not going to score 40 goals a season, these are the kind of figures that you want to be seeing. Take on percentages as well. It is literally within 1.4% in terms of how often both of these players are beating their men. I genuinely believe that there is a team out there this summer that will get an absolute bargain if they sign Rayan Cherki this year. And look, we're talking a lot at the moment about there not being enough excitement in the Premier League. £25 million. It's a gamble. I don't for one second think that Cherki is better than Lamine Yamal. Yamal is also 17 years old. I think he is on a different level right now. But I think teams need to be aspiring to sign these kind of players. The players that can get you off your seat, but not only get you off your seat with flashes and moments, but consistently delivering things for the team and have that potential to be an individual out there to make a difference. So, this summer, if there is a Premier League side out there that needs something a bit special, if you're Everton, for example, and you want to build, you got a new stadium, what a way for Everton fans, right? To move into a new stadium next season and finally get somebody to actually protect them seats so they're not all worn out. Do you know what I mean? Someone to get you off of it. So I don't know where this man's going to end up, but I honestly believe at 25 million quid, it's about a tenth of the cost that it would take you to sign Lamine Yamal. So we've got to be realistic here. Nobody's going to be able to afford him. Don't think anyone's going to be able to buy him. So Rayan Cherki is an incredibly good alternative. Let me know your thoughts on this man in the comments down below. Just want to say a massive thank you for all the love and support on all these videos recently. It helps the channel to grow if you do smack a like on it. If you let me know your comments on what we've talked about, I'm really enjoying every day just tuning in, locking in with you lot, and just chatting about what we see on the pitch, and hopefully more entertaining football to come. The end of the season is here. Club World Cup might be in America for it, so there's going to be loads of content coming your way. Subscribe if you are new. See you guys tomorrow.